The Asus ROG Flow X13 is a 13-inch ultra-portable 2-in-1 style gaming laptop that's tiny, lightweight, and pretty fascinating too. It's designed to be useful in many ways, thanks to a design that can be flipped into different positions. When gaming, you can also connect it to the XG mobile external GPU, which doubles not only as a traditional eGPU, but also as a hub for all your gaming peripherals and gear. This additional box of tricks not only boosts gaming performance with Nvidia's RTX 3080, but also has a built-in 280-watt power module as well as connections for USB, Ethernet, DisplayPort, and more. At 11.8 by 8.7 by 0.6 inches and 2.9 pounds, the Flow X13 is one of the smallest and lightest gaming laptops out there. In terms of size and weight, it's lighter and smaller than the Zephyrus G14. You can toss the Flow X13 into your backpack and almost forget it's there. The minimalist, all-black design is what you'd expect from the ROG line. Its lid and bottom have textured diagonal lines along with a ROG nameplate on the bottom corner. You'll find similar, albeit thinner, diagonal lines on the palm rests. The textured lines aren't purely for show, as they provide decent grip. Though made from a magnesium alloy, the laptop has a somewhat plasticky feel. There's a slight amount of give in the keyboard that isn't present in the palm rests. This isn't a major detriment, but it's something you'll notice during your initial hours with the device. Despite that, the laptop feels sturdy overall. The Asus ROG Flow X13 is clearly a looker. It might be tiny, but it's easy on the eye with stylish accents and design highlights that make it appealing. It has a swanky-looking ridged effect on the lid and on the area that surrounds the keyboard that's oddly pleasant on the wrists. In classic ROG fashion, it's also sturdily constructed with a nice solid frame that doesn't flex or bend unnecessarily. As a 2-in-1 with a touchscreen, it means that when you're not gaming on it, you can flip it and use it in tablet style, or pop it into a tent or stand mode for easy content viewing. In tent mode, it'll also run cooler, which is an interesting highlight for gaming. Despite its diminutive size, the Flow X13 has plenty on offer. There's an AMD Ryzen 9 5980HS TPU, so it's got great battery life for a start. Not as much as the 11 hours Asus claims, but certainly more than the other thin and light gaming laptops we've tried over the last few years. Considering that it weighs just 1.3 kilograms and is only 15 millimeters thick, it's also no slouch in terms of gaming specs. It packs an Nvidia GeForce GTX 1650 Max-Q graphics card into that slender body, which gives some fairly decent frame rates, though that experience certainly depends on the game. We managed to get 60 FPS on games like Forza Horizon 4, Back 4 Blood, and Rage 2, but Far Cry 6 didn't perform as well, even on lower settings. But you certainly get much better FPS with the XG mobile external GPU that packs an RTX 3080. The ROG Flow X13 has a 16:10 aspect ratio, 13.4-inch display. You can choose from either 3840 by 2400 at 60 Hz or 1920 by 1200 at 120 Hz. The latter is the model we reviewed and likely the more logical choice with a display of this size and with the standard GPU choice. You get a higher refresh rate and the potential for better frame rates without the eGPU as well. Though it is worth noting that there are models of the Flow X13 which come with an RTX 3050 GPU as standard. Obviously, the display on this laptop isn't exactly huge, but somehow thanks to the relatively bezel-less frame it manages to appear larger than it actually is. Yes, it has a 16:10 aspect ratio instead of the usual 16:9, but this isn't a problem for the majority of games. The ROG Flow X13 uses a 13.4-inch display with a 1920 by 1200 resolution. That strange resolution comes from its 16:10 aspect ratio, which is increasingly becoming the new standard, matching what you find on the MacBook Pro, Dell XPS 13, and Lenovo Legion 5 Pro. Taller screens aren't great for movie watching, but for daily work and general usage, the 16:10 aspect ratio provides a larger canvas for just about everything you do. The ROG Flow X13 has a glossy, touch-enabled display, which is unique compared to the Razer Blade Stealth 13. It makes for a brighter and clearer-looking screen, though reflections can be a problem. The screen maxes out at around 300 nits, which is good enough for daily use, so long as you aren't sitting in a bright room or next to a window. In the dark lighting of a horror film or a game with lots of shadows, you may find yourself staring back at yourself. That's not ideal. I might not love the aesthetic of the ROG keyboard used here, but I can't deny its typing pleasures. It's a large, luxurious layout, the same size that you'll find on a 15-inch laptop. More than that, the keys feature a chunky 1.7 millimeters of travel, which is basically unheard of these days. The long travel makes for fast, precise typing that I instantly enjoyed. No learning curve whatsoever. Interestingly, the ROG Flow X13 doesn't include RGB backlighting. There's no rainbow of colors anywhere on this laptop. Some might find that refreshing, though individually backlit keys is certainly a cost-saving measure. There are 3 levels of backlighting control, which is the minimum I'd expect to see in a laptop. The touchpad is good too. I wouldn't have minded if it were slightly wider, but it has smooth surface and the tracking feels accurate. The ROG Flow X13 doesn't include a Windows Hello camera for facial recognition, but the fingerprint reader is built into the power button. The unit's right side features one USB-A 3.2 port and a USB-C 3.2 port used for charging. The left side sports a 3.5mm audio jack and HDMI port, and the proprietary XG Mobile external GPU port. A silicone cover protects the latter. Port placement isn't ideal, especially if you're right-handed. To accommodate the vents, the ports on the right side are located about midway down the device. I frequently brush the side of the USB-C cable when using an external mouse. This is a small annoyance when browsing the web, but if you're playing a game, it can be quite debilitating. Having another USB-C port on the left side would have resolved this issue. I also wasn't keen on the power button's location along the right edge of the keyboard deck. Though 2-in-1 laptops usually have power buttons on their sides, the power button on the ROG Flow X13 is especially sensitive. I had to be careful not to accidentally shut the laptop off when plugging in the USB-C port. The bottom line is, as a complete package, we're super surprised and extremely pleased by the Asus ROG Flow X13. It's just so usable across a variety of circumstances. Assuming you've purchased the laptop and the XG Mobile external GPU as a complete package, then you've got a real winner of a setup. Minor complaints like the less capable standard GPU or lack of ports are soon put to rest with the eGPU connected, making the overall experience really strong. So if you're looking for a multi-capable gaming laptop that's also lightweight and portable, but can still do the business when you need it to, then this one is an absolute belter.